Hello everyone, I am the Halfwit Brit and this is Manor Lords and another rainy day. It's always raining, I love it. Although I think the last two episodes we started with snow, so I guess the weather is slightly different, but we are at that time of the year. We are in November. The harvest is complete, the new fields have been planted ready for next year, but I made a bit of a bonehead sort of mistake, so let's just look at that quickly first. So what was that bonehead mistake I was referring to? It was this lovely field of flax here, because I wanted more flax, it made sense. And to be fair, on the surface of it, when we look, we go into flax fertility, it's a nice shade of green, the shade of green you want for your crops. But then I sort of sat back and I'm like, oh crap, I wanted to put some burgage plots all the way around this lovely fishing hole we have here. And I've managed to put fields everywhere. However, it's not an issue. I mean, it is right now. It's not an issue going forwards because this lovely fertility for flax stretches all the way around. So once this has been harvested, we're going to rotate ourselves around some nice burgage plots here. Now, obviously, that's a year away from now, give or take a month or so. And I'll probably do the same here. Let's have a quick look. This is barley. Now, the barley is only a little bit of this for green. Then we look around this entire region. I mean, there's maybe a tiny field's worth over there, but there is plenty of other green bits that we could probably get away with. There's a nice space there and over here. So I suppose, and here as well. Wow, it's everywhere and up here. So we got plenty of other opportunities. So it's not the end of the world, but I think for this season, we shall just live with it. Anyway, that was my little rant over for the beginning of this video. First thing we're going to do is rename Immenruth to... Now let me make sure I got this correct. It's going to be called Mintingham. Brilliant. Thank you, Peter. Peter suggested Mintingham because he thinks we're going to make a mint. And obviously a little play on words because I said we need some mint sauce for our lamb meat as well. So Mintingham. Fantastic, I like it. We just need one for Goldhof now, which is our more salty neighbours, should we call them, over here because we've not renamed here. We do have a point to spend. That is something we're going to look at. In fact, we'll probably spend a little bit of today over here dealing with this. We do need to move into this area too, because albeit it's not the greatest place for trade in a sense, it's not at the edge of the map where you've got these lovely little sort of trade points, but like just sending resources here, there and everywhere. I did this in my last series and it kind of worked okay. So I think we could probably be doing that again. I mean, fantastic thing is we've got rich iron, we've got stone. So we've already got some great things to be able to trade. And then if we can send salt into here, maybe have sheep here and have the sausages just sent left and right and up and down and whichever way we manage to go. If we get to that point, because while we're on this map, there are no free regions. So what does that mean? Well, it means the Baron is going to come for us at some point. Are we ready for that? Not particularly. The other side to that one as well is Raiders, because, yeah, they'll probably be due in about a year as well. So I didn't show the last band of Raiders because it was a little bit melodramatic. He got took out by the Baron, so it was sort of pointless. So yes, it was kind of, yeah, but that was about a year ago. So we've probably got about a year until we get taken from both ends. That sounds rather unpleasant if I do say so myself. So let's have a look at the points for this area. Now, sheep breeding sort of comes to mind. I mean, we have that rich resource of stone as well as the salt. So we do need to protect them. That is something we need to think of. Now, we could just export the salt all the way across to, I was going to call it Immenruth, but Mintingham. We could do that. I mean, I might do that initially. We have everything we need over here. And then we could send back some sausages or whatever else they may need over here. Cloves, for example. We've probably got a bootload of boots. We always have so many. Let's have a quick look. 50. I might have capped it. That's probably why. Where are we at with leather? Yeah, we have a lot of leather. So we could technically send across some clothing. I think that's probably something that would make sense. So we've got a couple of things we need to do here. First off, we need planks and we need a church because we've not managed to do that. I will spend that point, don't you worry. It is on my list, so let me get a saw pit. Just make sure I didn't build one already because, you know, Woodcutter's Lodge, I do forget these things. Tannery, saw pit, there we go. We have one. Put somebody in there. The tannery is working, so that is some measure of clothing for over here, but as you can see, they're still complaining about clothing and the church. That is not a huge issue. Saw pit, yes, we have someone in there. I've done that. We have someone in here, but then it just depends. Ooh, we do have some leather. Now, the problem I'm guessing is this will be potentially firewood. Yes, that is a bit of an issue when the firewood stall isn't being made from here. So if I take that out temporarily, that will probably abandon this. Or not. Ah, there we go. They've taken it over. Then we reassign somebody. Hopefully. There we go. Clothing stall. See? I'm not quite the half-wit they make me to be. Although we still have another 30 minutes of this video to prove that I am. So that's that done. So we'll start to get some of the resources we need for the church. Yeah, and we need wood as well. Did I build a forester? We got a forager, but not a forester. Okay, and we're not currently getting any more surplus. I always prefer this on total goods. We have no timber, so that's a bit of a problem. We're not building anything right now, so I guess we could get away with doing that. And we want to put this over here. I'm going to move this later on. I don't know quite where. I think this was the fertility absolutely rubbish over here. I think it was. Well, we have a little bit of Emma actually. We could potentially take care of that. I mean, rye, we're not going to have the points for it, obviously. But I think we could. We could make use of that. So maybe this will become a forested area. We have our clove store now. So that should... Stall. That's probably the word. That should deal with that. And we do want to get round to after the church, obviously. And once we level up the manor. So... I can't put anyone in to build this. Do we have anyone spare? So food-wise, we've got 8 months. Fuel, 18 months. Problem is, I don't want to take anybody out of there currently because they are the market stall. What I'd like to see on here is a limit. Not that you necessarily need one for firewood, as we well know, but I think it would be useful. And so, what we got? Meat, 19 meat, 48 berries. I could technically take someone out of here temporarily. So, just back over in Mintingham, I was just thinking, what would the next logical move be? Well, before the butchers start to butcher away... Oh, we got a tavern supply issue. I needed to take a look at that. I'm going to switch this over to sausages. Oh, wait a minute. So that's completely different. So I'm guessing these limits continue when you switch across. Now... I don't want any reserve of salt on meat or sausages. Production limit can be what it will be. We do have quite a few sheep. Let's look it up here because it's a little bit easier. We have 30 sheep and 19 lambs. That is quite a few. And another one is wandering in here. So are they at the point of actually butchering anything? Let's have a see. So 30 and 20. So what did I just say we had? Yeah, we're a little bit short. I will lower that slightly at some point. I think we're in a good place, but we still have the hunting camp. We could do with a few more pig farms. That would be useful. We have a few spare hands, so let's just see where we are up to with production, because there's obviously an outcry here for ale. So from a farmhouse point of view, we have a little bit of grain there to be done, so I'll leave that be. We'll check the other farmhouse as well. Again, same sort of issue. Now we do have a bakery, which is something that I added in at some point, not so long ago. I was tempted actually to upgrade it to get the additional families, but I think we'll be fine. Tavern supply is the issue here. Reserve, again, not bothered about that, but we have a proper bakery, so that's great. I was just watching this chap here rolling a nice fresh barrel of ale all the way to the tavern, and I was thinking to myself, well, we have ale being made. Why do we still have these little red sort of flags, I guess you could call them, saying that there's not enough ale? Well, kind of makes sense. The previous season to this one, we had the drought, it killed all the crops, so we were short. And if we take a look, we currently have 2 ale, and then we also have 127 barley. Okay, so we have what we need to make it. What is happening? What's taking so long? Well, the malt house here has 2 families, and as you can see, there is 3 people waiting, 2 going home. I don't count the children so much, but I suppose you could. But mainly waiting is what's currently going on. So they need malt, basically. And then we go into the large granary. We can see there is the 127 barley. So So I'm thinking, I need more of these granaries? I mean, I probably do. In fact, there's one being built somewhere over here. But these guys collect stuff, I think, for the most part. I don't think they deliver necessarily. I could be wrong. However, what I do know is that the families in here do go and collect the malt and bring it back. So if that's the case, why are they all waiting? Why are they not going to collect it? It makes absolutely no sense to me. If someone could explain this to me, I would be like really appreciative. But with two families in here and the goods being next door, what on earth is going on? Because I can see these guys are transporting. I think let's just hover over one of them. So you are transporting veg. So you're bringing stuff in. You're not taking stuff out. You're transporting grain. I'm assuming you're bringing it to here. So what about yourself? Transporting eggs. That will be dropping off because there's no eggs in here currently. So yeah, it does appear that they should be collecting their own goods. They're just bloody well not doing it, or not doing it very efficiently, which is rather frustrating. And just on the subject of barley, Cathra also mentioned the fact that barley can be used for cooking. Now, the store I work in sells something called pearl barley, which I'm assuming is some parts of the barley crop itself. I don't know, I've not looked it up. But that's mainly used for stews over here, and I think soup. I think Cathra mentioned potentially soup as well. So it's interesting that it's only used for ale and it isn't used as a food source, because I would assume things like broths and soups and stews and things would have been a thing back then. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting. But anyway, the next thing that I want to focus on over here, let me just double check. So are we short of stone? I don't think we are. No, we got the stone. So things are just not happening very quickly. That's the sort of vibe that I'm getting here. Let's put you on the highest. And because you're over here, what I'd like to get in is some pack stations. And that would be under logistics, I'm guessing. There we go. We're going to probably want a couple of these. Is this road linked up? Let me have a look here. That goes... Ooh. Do we need to hook up a road there? I'm just trying to see what connects to over here. Nothing specifically, though. These are our lands, so I could connect them up. Otherwise, it's a long old sort of jaunt across there. I may sort of, yeah, I might have to draw my own roads. Okay, we'll see what happens. But hopefully with this storehouse here, we could probably do with a granary over here as well. But this is kind of a main route into town where they could go and collect stuff. I could have done with the more, probably without this building being here, and had a nice thick road going across here. I could always move things around at some point. But as I said earlier, I have to be careful because the Baron should attack at some point, and I'm not going to be ready. So we do have some stable space as well. I could actually fill those spaces up with cattle. That may make some sense. We have a little bit of money, so why not? Wow. Lack of entertainment and taxation. Am I taxing them that much? I don't think I am. So we currently have 11 ox. Now we will need some mules. We currently have a horse, but I think we can have 2, right? We can. So we'll order a second horse. So make sure we have 2 of those. Import. We want a surplus of 2. And then what will that leave us? That'll be 13. So another 4. So that's 15, isn't it? Yeah, really strong maths here. There we go. So once they've filled up, what I will then do, assuming that these buildings over here don't actually kind of have like a hitching post of their own, which I think they do. But if they don't, I will put a stable here so at least the mules are not too far away. In fact, I may just pause them because I don't need them right now and let all those sort of things happen. And then we'll go over to Goldhof and we'll think about this point. I am tempted, but I'm just thinking what else, because it's not going to be a trade hub. So fishing we won't need, berries, we could double our capacity, but not necessarily important. I think we'll just trade the salt, which means we don't need sheep breeding. We could get orchards, that is a possibility, but there's nothing much up here other than apples that makes any sense to us. We do need deep mining, so that kind of means I think charcoal would be a great thing as well to do over here, because then, you know, we'd have the both of those just because we've got the 2 rich deposits. We could potentially go down this route. No basic armor making here because that just wouldn't make any sense. So I think we'll go with charcoal. initially, because we do need the deep mines just because of those 2 deposits. That makes a lot of sense. Right, while I've been gassing away, we now have 55 planks. So, we'll turn the saw pit off. We will do the upgrade for the forager's hut because we have the oh, does that cost coin? I think it does. Oh, sausages. I wanted that for something else. You bloody game. Because I was going to get myself some pigs. Never mind. Okay. Job done now, isn't it? What can I do? As for the church, I think we're just going to need some timber for that. Yeah, we need 5 timber. So not too far away. We have... Actually, we have a few spare families here now. So let's think while that's happening. And this is going to obviously use a little bit of timber. So this area here, I think we sort of earmarked to be, I guess, a forest. Kind of makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? So we could potentially keep that here, or we could move it more into the middle, maybe where the land's a little bit flatter, but I think we're fine sort of about here. So we'll put this in. Now, it was mentioned in the comments about the forester's huts area of kind of where they work. Now, if that's the default size, they're not going to plant trees very far, so thank you for pointing that one out. We shall expand their area. So currently they're waiting. If I just speed the game up momentarily, wrong key, thinking of a different game. Will they, in fact, they may not plant trees in winter, to be fair. Yeah, because it's kind of cold, isn't it? The ground would be frozen. So, yeah, it's just something to bear in mind. If that is what they do, we need to expand this massively. In fact, we probably won't need as many forester's huts. And you can kind of see, actually, on this one. Let's just measure that up. It's sort of roughly about that size, isn't it? So we'll head these guys a little bit more that way. We are going to end up removing these trees for farmland at some point, I feel. But let's just make sure that they're covering... Bloody hell, I've got loads of them. Just make sure that they're covering a decent-ish area. Is that another one? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I probably don't need this many. Let's see what happens anyway with me doing that and see if it makes much of a difference. Hopefully it does. We've got the timber and stuff. Have we built the buildings over here yet? I'm getting lost. Nope, you've still not built that. I would, yes. Aha! We have this storehouse now, so that one is done. In fact, that's the large one. Okay. So I think the only building we have left currently waiting to be built, other than the pack stations, is this large granary. So they're just waiting. Okay, that's fine. Not a problem. So just having a quick look here at our troops. I kind of add retinue every so often when we've got enough coin left. And we still got, yeah, 79 days. So we've got enough. But as soon as we have kind of a little bit extra, I'll always add to the retinue. As you can see, we've filled out our spear militia and our archer militia. But currently our crossbow militia, in fact, we're starting to actually fill up the gambesons as well, which is kind of good. We just need crossbows. So if I find my blacksmith, so they need to switch to making the iron parts. Do we have any? I don't know why I'm looking on here. Do we have any spare crossbows? Probably not. We do have some other weapons lingering around there. We need here. So we have 1 iron. Yeah, that's not too bad, but not great either. I guess iron parts is on there as well, isn't it? Yeah, we have none. Okay. That's fair enough. So we have that set up. So then we need to go to our Fletcher. I'm completely lost as to where everything is because none of the buildings have bloody icons above it. Like, that doesn't tell me that it's an artisan building. Boa's workshop. Here we go. Oh, so I've already had it switched across. Okay, that's fair enough. And I think we have the planks. Oh, do we have the planks? We have plenty. You're nothing. You are a cobbler shop and you are maxed out at 50. So yeah, you're doing your job perfectly. The tailor's workshop is just making gambesons. That is fine. The joiner is currently making large shields. Were they not limited? They are limited to 36. And it says we have 73, obviously. Now, we could start making some wooden parts for trade. So let's just chuck that on there. I want to make sure that I have a reserve of at least, say, 60. Because, you know, they'll just churn through the planks. I can't remember if we go on to trade, it's going to be... Was it crafting materials? Yeah, I can trade those quite easily. So I'll build up a nice amount and then we're going to get 5 each for those. Which makes a little bit of sense. I mean, I think it's not much more than planks themselves. but we can most definitely do that. Fisherman's hut, we have no winter fishing, so they can come out of there as well. Let's have a quick nosy at the malt house again and see what they're doing. Bugger all, obviously. Wonderful, I love it. In fact, you know what? I'm going to come back to this malt house and just see what's the family in here doing. But they're currently a farmer, so I'm going to reassign them. In fact, we'll try that again. I'm going to reassign that family to malt house. They've been fired. And this one is unassigned. So 2 new families in there. To be fair, the farmhouses should be done. Yeah, so you can come out there as well. And you can as well. I have no clue what you guys are doing, but you're fired. How are we doing for timber? 28. We're all good there. Okay. So hopefully that makes a little bit of a difference. What I like to see here is not going home, is transporting. And why this one is not getting built is beyond me, because there's 10 people with nothing to do, seemingly, but they're still not dealing with it. There's some weird things going on with this game at times. So I've just chucked 3 families into this large storehouse as well. It kind of makes sense. We'll start bringing some bits and pieces over here. How are we doing it for the animals? Stable space, we still have a few left. Did we get the additional horse yet? No, and we've still got a few more oxen on the way. We do have a family in here. I could put another one in. That may speed things up, I guess. In fact, I could put 3 in here because they're not really doing much, are they? And we can see there in Goldhof has now had their forester's hut. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, they're currently working on it. People importing. So assuming we've got the cash, that should work quite nicely. Okay, so we have our lovely forester's hut over here, and we'll do what we said we'd do earlier. In fact, I mean, I could make that. I mean, the working area is ridiculously big, but I think if we hover our little dot just over it and do it to the border of our territory there, I think I might move it back that way at some point, because obviously we're going to be building here, but that is something we can work with now. What are we doing over here? It looks really... I don't feel like I've ever seen that before. Isn't it really like misty? Let's have that in the cinematic view. Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen it. I guess the word is probably frosty or foggy. I don't know, but it's definitely not mist. Mist isn't the word, but... And that lovely sound of the river as well. Where is the river? Oh, it's not really a river, is it? It's a stream. To be fair, this would probably be frozen this time of year. But wow. I don't know if that's a new thing. I don't ever recall seeing it so white like that and washed out. Anyway, let's not get too distracted. Where are we up to? So food is starting to drop massively. The forager's hut is in place. I think that's just where extra people have moved in. So we'll be fine, because we'll be in summer come the time that we actually need food. In fact, we're okay over here, so we can send another family that way. And that will work quite nicely. Now, I don't want to add in any more families just yet. I mean, I'd love to, but I don't think it's a good idea. We can, however, build a church. Now, I have a thing for building these kind of high up. I don't know why, but part of me wants to build it down by the stream for some weird reason, if it will allow me to. Let me... Right, do I want it facing the stream, or do I want the back to the stream? I feel like the back, so it's kind of just running behind the building. I think that'll look quite nice. And we'll hook that up there. Now we also need to think about linking up the road. So we have the King Road that goes round. Does it just stop here? It looks like it does. So we need to hook that up to there at the very least, I suppose. So let's kind of bring that across here, and then just... I mean, I don't like that bit there, but I can't be. But the way this game works, delete the whole road. But I'm kind of fine with that. That brings them round to those, so that works. It's not the most direct route, but then they'll go whichever way they wish. I've lost Goldhof. Where are we? Wow, completely off target there. Perfect. Now, currently Wallbrand. Here we go. Come on, game. Switch. Thank you. We do have one spare family currently, so I might actually start collecting salt. We're not building anything, are we? Oh no, we're building the church. Sorry, take that back. So we need them for that. How about timber? 53 planks. The saw pit isn't doing anything tannery wise. Do we have any spare hide? No. There we go. That was an easy swap. We can just start building up on the salt because we are going to want to trade that. Now the downside is our storehouse, which could do with an upgrade very, very soon, is all the way over here. Idealistically, I'd probably want a storehouse here that collects the salt because it's just a little bit closer to this region and obviously Mintingham as well. So that's something to think about. There's a lot of stuff in here. That is going to have to be one of our next ports of call. We have 8 timber. Do we have anyone in there? We do. And they have a good region as well, so we should be okay. And finally, our additional granary has finally been built. I don't know what took so long. I'm just going to put 2 families in there for the moment. You can see they're gathering and transporting, which is a good thing. We do need to add some extra families, but I don't, because I'm going to have to take people out constantly. We can still see we have this ale issue, and obviously it's not making people very, very happy at all. I'm not too sure what the issue is with this, because we have plenty of stable space. So why I'm getting this issue, I do not know, but I do have the hitching posts over here set to a higher priority as well. I'm a little bit kind of perplexed by that, but hopefully it sort of fixes itself soon. And well, I'm assuming it's to do with that because we definitely have plenty of space for sheep. That field is full. Oh, that one's full. Oh, that's got 1 of 30. So yeah, there's definitely enough space. So when you click on it, it's taking me to different places like here. So the trading post, you can see there's several ox just sort of lingering around. Pasture space 3 of 4. So why some of these animals are just lingering, I'm not too sure. Let me just have a... Can we move one of the horses? Will that make a difference? Possibly. Oh, yeah, there it goes. So that was one of the issues, it appears. Interesting. So they're just getting jammed up in here. Weird. Okay. That's fine. At least it's seemingly working out. Either that or these guys are just going to bugger off and disappear. We'll soon find out. Oh, but then there's stable space in these, isn't there, as well? Ooh. So we need a couple of mules. Let me get those ordered while I think about it. That's the wrong building. So if we're going to trade, we want to import 2 mules. And it appears, for the most part, we've got all the people we need. So I'm going to drop that down to 1 again. I'm still not sure what's going on with the ale production, so I may build another barley building, because it's a little bit strange. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I say barley building, malt house. Why they're not doing anything? There's got to be some reason. It could just be a glitch building, I suppose. I mean, I could, technically speaking, put it over here. Can I sneak a road round the back? Oh, we can. I mean, it's not very close, unfortunately. Well, I suppose it's not that far from the granary, but it's not as close as the other one, so let me drop one of those in here and just see if it makes a difference. Because it is very... Oh, there is some transporting going on now. Maybe they just don't want to do it over winter, which would just be absolutely preposterous, but anything is possible. And that's where the horse and the mule went. Not the mule, the ox. They've used the space within here, which is slightly annoying because that is meant for my what do you call them? Mule. There we go. At least I get the word right once or twice. So you can have 2 mules for those buildings. That's interesting. As long as they go to the hitching post that we're doing over there. So I might order another. Why do I always go to that bloody wrong building? We can have 4 mules. Why not? I'm more than happy to do that. Okay, you're built. You're built. We'll upgrade you. And we'll upgrade you. Because I want them as close by. I mean, I don't mind having these over here. I mean, I could technically move my trade post, but I don't think there's a massive urgency to do so. Large granary has got nothing yet. That makes a little bit of sense. We're not really producing much. But we could potentially start to get some salt. So we got 4 in there. How much altogether? 24. Problem is, if I... how am I going to do this? What can I bring over here that would be useful to them? Clothing, I guess. So let me have a quick look. So currently we have no one working out. Let's assign a family. In fact, we'll assign one in each. And livestock, we'll stick that on the old waiting thing. So hopefully they'll get assigned pretty quickly. So we want to go to Goldhof. And we're going to send... What can't they produce? So they can produce leather. So what do we have a lot of? We have a lot of yarn. But I don't want to get to a point where I'm sending them silly amounts. But I guess we could do that. And you've got that flour we've got as well. Why is that not being made into bread? How much bread do we have? 30. So I could even send some bread over once I do that. But let's start with the yarn. Is this in alphabetical order? No, of course. That'd make life too easy, wouldn't it? Let's see if I can see the picture. There it is. And we're going to trade for that salt. And it's a barter value of 1 for 1. So that's fine by me. There we go. Partner region has no storage for this kind of good. Really? I'm sending... Why does it not? It's yarn. Unless it's full. And there is that. Although, oh, it's because I'm upgrading it. Oh, no, it is. It's up. Ah, that's why, yeah. It's because I've asked them to upgrade it, so it currently appears that they don't have one. Okay. Well, that's not an issue. That threw me off for a second there. As for bread, let me check. Where's my bakery? Are we having an issue with, like, these buildings going collecting the goods that they need? Transporting, waiting. What are you you must be transporting flour. You guys don't need to do anything. I'm going to venture a guess. I mean, there's a little bit of wheat lingering around. Have I harvested a field early or something there? Oh. Gotta make sure that that is switched off. We don't want any early harvest. I don't think I have. But make sure that these are off. I'm guessing they are for the most part. And these were all brand new, so they should be fine. Terrible. Now, I could add an additional family to this. Because that'll be 2 families bringing the goods. That kind of sort of makes a little bit of sense. Just because if these 2 families bring in the flour and baking, hopefully it should speed things up a little bit. As for my malt house, how are you guys getting on? Now they're all transporting. Are we suddenly getting ale? No. Of course not. What do you transport? Transporting barley. I mean, they do have a long way to walk, but... And we'll set this one to very high. Okay. Hopefully that should start to work. And our secondary malt house is now up and running. I'm going to put 2 families in there again. We could give them a I wonder if it's the stockpile thing that's making a mockery of it. Interesting. Let me see. So I've got that set to 5. I wonder if I remove that completely. I wonder, because this is relatively new, I think. It is on some buildings anyway. Let's see what happens, because... Oh, we're now at 8 ale, so I mean, they've at least made some. Well, let's see if it suddenly kind of kicks into first gear, because that would be quite useful. So we have our charcoal kiln. I'm a little bit kind of unsure the best way to go about this now. So we have 167 firewood. And the person in the woodcutter's lodge is the market stall. So do I have the market stall or not? I'm not sure. I'll leave it as is for the moment. Now, obviously, that could be done via the storehouse, but I don't think we necessarily need that. But we can now produce charcoal, which is a good thing. We're still waiting for the church to be built. I do need stone. However, I'm going to let that be completed before I kind of go down that route. How much salt do we have? 38. So that one person is doing a hell of a job. So that's really, really good. Just obviously thinking about the next point as well. I don't think we're going to run dry on here just yet, but we just need 2 level 2 burgage plots. Obviously, church is going to be the main issue there. And that will also give us a little bit of cash, which we could probably do with... But yeah, not just yet, but salt is on the way. In fact, let's see if any is in the process of being transported. And here we are. We can see that some stuff is on the way. In fact, is that one of ours? Oh no, there we go. Yarn for salt. Now, thankfully, yarn is quite light. So they don't have... oh no, they are there now. So they could actually technically use the horses. Not the horses, what they got, mules. So they're currently walking, but that is what it is. It just means they won't be able to bring back as much as possible. Whereabouts are they? They're walking down that road, so that makes sense because I hooked that one up. So are they gonna... Wow, let's think about it. If they're walking up there, are they gonna go... Oh, I don't even know which way they're gonna go. Okay. Let's see if I can find them. I'm sure they were on this road. Maybe we need to give them an alternate option. Here we go. Yeah, they are. So pause the game. Which way are they going? Because there's literally... Unless they're going to there and down, but that would be ludicrous. Now, if they've already planned which direction they're going, I'm guessing there's not much I can do about it. So, if we sort of bring a road up here, where's the church? There. And then that goes round. In fact, we sort of bring it this way and then across the little stream there. Hopefully, we can divert them. Where does it hook up? Just there. Let's see what happens. And here we go, the moment of truth. Will they walk straight on or will they veer off? I'm hoping they go that way because otherwise it's going to take a long old time. Oh dear. Wow, okay, wonderful. Just amazing. And I'm guessing they're going to follow the road the whole way. I don't think they cross country. So it does seem that they're quite happy to walk across the land. But the King's Road ends there, so I'm guessing they're looking for the next King's Road, which is just about there. And they're going to go that way, which is a slight annoyance. So hopefully next time, or even on the way back, they come that way. That's something we'll just have to keep an eye on. How are we doing for food over here? Currently 8 months, 12 months of fuel. I'm going to let the fish replenish a little bit more. But as you can see, some of these fields that we planted a little bit earlier are not a million miles away, so we should... A drought withstanding, have a good amount of crops to use. The approval is starting to go up. Does that mean that we've got more ale? No, we're still at 3. But what are these chaps doing in here? Because I turned their stockpile for fuel off. They're not seemingly making that much. What about the one over here? All waiting. That is rather bizarre. I'm not too sure what is causing the issue here. Because we definitely have it. Now, the spoilage is going to rot away. That is one problem. What would be interesting to see is if... Because we've got quite a few barley fields, haven't we? What happens if I early harvest one of them and aim for the goods to go into here? And just see. 33 of 43. Which one would not be a huge loss? 16 of 27. 14 of 4. Okay, that one's a lot higher than you'd expect. So let's early harvest. It has to be over a certain percentage, doesn't it? I think, is it 20? So they probably will do it. And let's just put in... That's a burgage plot. Where's my farmhouse? Let's put 2 in there. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because it's close to this granary. So let's see what happens. So just watching here, we have the farmhouse and the granary. You can see they've already got some barley. But it looks like the farmhouse people did collect some of that stuff. Let's have a quick nosy. Oh, is it being collected by the granary? We'll soon see. I don't think... No, they're ploughing that field, so it's already been collected. Where did it end up? Just the one. Well, that was a failed experiment, wasn't it? It was worth a shot just to see what would happen. Let's see this malt house here. Transporting... Just wait to see if anyone would come here to collect the one sole little bit of barley that's in there. It's very weird, isn't it? It might be one of those things that if I like close the game and restart the game, it sort of fixes itself, because sometimes that does happen. It's very weird. I was just about to actually give the other pack station some orders here as well, but bread is at 1. Apples, I don't even know where they have come from. Because we don't have apples. That is really weird. Unless I've traded for them. It's entirely possible. I was messing around with the food trades. But 1 bread. We have a sausage as well. Again, where's that come from? No salt has come over here yet, I don't think. But yeah, it's just very weird. Some strange things going on. Now, this has been upgraded to the additional family, hasn't it? Yeah, 1 of 2, but still only 1 family. But they are transporting. They're just not doing it very quickly. Maybe So if I look at flour, we have 330 flour. So, you know, we have plenty enough to make bread. Just had a quick look, and yes, I did have some things as imports instead of exports. So that kind of answers that question. Just looking through here though, we could technically, while we're in here, where is the gear thingies? They will be under crafting materials, so we could start to export those. I don't particularly, in fact that can be at 0, we don't need them. So we'll do that for a little bit of extra cash and keep them busy in there. We can export sausages as well because I paid for the route. So we can export some of those when we get to that point, and we certainly are getting quite a few sheep now, which is lovely to see. The fish, yep, they're not in a bad place, so I'm going to put at least one family in there. So food is a bit of a concern if we have a look there. We've got eggs, we've got vegetables is like the backbone at the moment, but bread is a little bit of a problem. And I'm not too sure. Well, bread and ale are the two problems. We have some stuff in here. I don't think it's anything to do specifically with this granary. We don't even need the additional one, to be fair. It's just very slow going with the ale. Very, very peculiar. So I've just caught up with my pack station workers, and they all say getting the mule. Oh, they're going to walk across the stream. Interesting. My only worry here is they don't seemingly have any salt. Why are you getting your feet wet when I put a simple road up here somewhere? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but if that's where you want to walk, I mean, I'm more than happy just to... There you go. Just to do that. It's a little bit strange. But hopefully they do have some salt on them. Because if they do... I think they predetermined their route, by the way, because they've not kind of gone across to that road, which is a little bit sad. But yeah, I'm not, again, the salt thing, I'm not sure. Would it be having like something 20 something over here? Which is it under? Is it just under this one? Salt, 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 salt. I can't see. Am I going blind? Oh, 76 salt. My goodness. Yeah, I don't think they took any. We do have the church now. So as you can see, people are happy. Excellent. So that means we can go for the upgrading to level 2. And I think I'm more than happy to do so. Requirements not met for you. Food stall supply. Wait a minute. Are we in April? I've not been doing the berries, have I? Whoops. Simply because we haven't had them in the other region. I completely forgot. Timber we got loads of. We'll take somebody out of there. How much charcoal do we have? 15. So that is starting to do its thing. Woodcutter's Lodge, 26 months, so we can stop you. Now that will probably mean that they take up the fuel stall. That is fine by me. But hopefully that one family will deal with this quite nicely. Now we can't put any additional food in here, so we just got to be careful. Berries are great, and I think the meat we've got will be fine as well. I could potentially put a butcher's in the long run. That may help. Like if we have meat over here, why not? You know, kind of make those things. But we do need a level 2, so we'll do that. And that will give us some extra money. We also need stone. So I'm in the wrong one completely. There we go. Now I think you can place this directly on the stone, but as you can see, I think it wipes the stone out. So you probably don't want to do that. So as long as wherever you're putting it, it doesn't have that lovely orange highlight, you should be fine. I think there would work quite nicely for me. Perfect. And we're going to need another level 2. So if we have what we need to do so, yeah, there we go. We'll do that. Excellent. Things are going well, apart from maybe the lack of salt. It does appear that they didn't bring any salt across, which is really disappointing. I kind of expected that to happen, unfortunately, and I've just double-checked the butcher's shop. That, yeah, they've not got any salt either, which is, yeah, a bit of a pain. And what were we sending across there? Yarn. Okay, so what are they currently doing? I know they've got their mules bartering. Right, so yeah, they do have a mule at least. In fact, it says, so you're getting a mule or getting the mule. So they're using, interesting. So you can assign 2 mules, but they can use more than 2. So there's 3 members of the family. It appears that they can all use a mule. Ah, that is really good to know. So I think We need to have some more mules. That's the wrong building. I will get there in the end. So is it 6 altogether? So let's go for that. Let's see what actually happens. That's interesting. I mean, I could be way off the mark, but that's kind of what I think anyway. So Goldhof, we are going to trade. What shall we send over there? I mean, do we have flour? Could send some flour, like at least at this stage. And then trade for some more salt. I mean, it may not even be enough salt in the first place. Where's salt? Wax, honey, wool. I wish these were in alphabetical order. I'm looking at the pictures. There we go. So we'll send them some flour. We can like do the budget bakery. I mean, they're not really baking anything over here anyway. This is going to be a little bit of a glitch. It is a very, very strange because they're not seemingly... I mean, that can become a level 3 building. That'd be nice. But yeah, the ale is a bit of a problem. The transportation of stuff seems to be a problem. I can't wrap my tiny little brain around it. See, just waiting. And it's in here. How about... I mean, they are doing it, but if I say no barley is allowed in there... No, actually, let's do that again. Will they start to remove the barley? Let's see. I mean, they're very busy people, so they may not. I want to see that number start to drain out. And they have somewhere else to take it, so that is a good thing. Yeah, they're not really touching it at the moment. And in here is, yeah, next to nothing either. We're getting to that point where we can actually harvest soon. Very, very bizarre. And it's really kind of hindering everything that I'm trying to do at the moment, which is not fun. I don't like it when things don't work as they should. How are we doing for salt over here? 98. So hopefully, yeah, we'll clear that out. At least the approval over here is pretty good. Do we have a level 2? So they're wanting ale, which I'd love, absolutely love to help you with. But we currently can't do that. From a clothing stall perspective, we have 2 items and they would like, is it 3? Let's have a nosy here. Yeah, so they need another one. To be fair, the flour probably would have been better off being another type of clothing. But hey ho, it is what it is. They need a level 2 church as well. What I'm thinking of over here is, have you got an animal pen? You do, but we don't have the regional wealth. Okay. So we could turn you into a butcher's. We'll get that sort of ready. We don't want you having a stall though. We should be okay as we are. Perfect. And yep, you're working lovely. So yeah, I think flour would probably be better. I mean, they've probably already started their journey. I don't know what will happen if I change that. During, oh no, yeah, one of them's gone. So if I change flour to choose, I think that will probably be fine. I'm getting really irate over the ale. That's just really frustrating me. Now, I am aware over here, obviously, when that butcher's shop is a thing, it does take a person away. So we do need to think about some additional burgage plots here. And considering that we have such a decent approval rating over here, I think we'll go for that. I was going to do some double plots, but I'll keep these as single ones, I think. What else? Storage is full. Yeah, but that's not an issue. We'll fix that in due course. Currently making no more clothing. So what is the issue over here? I think it's more... Yeah, we have leather. We have a yarn. A few other bits and pieces, but we just got to keep everyone as happy as possible. The ale is probably going to be the biggest problem. Transporting salt, so you're going to collect. Perfect. We could probably do with more people in here, but I don't think it's like a major issue right now. But as these are built, we're just going to be mindful of food. So currently we're at 11 months. Now we are going to be able to make sausages, and as I said, I think over here at the very beginning, there is a little bit of fertility here for Emma. That's, to be fair, probably enough. So that'll be something else we can depend on. But it's amazing. Berries versus fish. I think berries still win, you know. To be fair, I really think they do. Production limit, reserve, none at all. Now we most likely have some meat lingering around, so adventure, I guess, that they will go and make some sausages. They'll go and collect what they need, potentially. We just speed it up and see what happens. So praying, yep. That's exactly what I'm doing in this game because none of the production buildings are doing what they should be doing. Oh, there's a pack horse. Or a mule. What have you just dropped off? You'll have dropped off something because I forget what you're doing now. Yarn. Okay, so we have more yarn. And you should have taken salt. Oh, and there's a level up. There's a positive thing. So what are you doing now? Come on, out of my way. I want to see. You're transporting salt. Fantastic. We're going to get sausages in both regions. That's exactly what we want. So they've currently got no goods whatsoever. They are transporting. I'm guessing... There we go. There's some salt. Perfect. What are you doing? You're transporting meat somewhere else. Probably to the market stall, I'm guessing. And you are salt. So we've got a little bit of salt in here now. We just need... Not that. That's not what we need. Oh, boy. Oh, of course. Of course, of all the places they could be. The one that's a billion miles away from all of my troops. Of course. Oh. Well, fantastic. That's just cheered me up no end. Well, at least the positive thing is we should now have sausages. So we've got salt on its way back over here to Mintingham and Goldhof. We have the ability to make sausages now. So we've got salt in here. They just need a little bit of meat. And we should have some piggies, hopefully. Now the problem is over here, I don't think they have any weapons. So I could technically, you know, get some militia, but that's not really going to work. Something else we do need to think about building over here. Yes, I have paused the game for the astute of you, is a manor. Now, the only thing that I can do ready for this, and that, let's be honest, they're not going to get here in time, is to send all my troops over here. Now, as you can see, actually, we have 11 crossbow militia as well. So, yep, I think that's one for the next episode. That is a lovely cliffhanger. So, basically, it means you have to come back and at least watch the beginning of the next one. But any luck. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a like. And if you do feel compelled to do so, leave a comment. I always appreciate reading them. Anyway, until next time, take care.